Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patson, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/surviving infidelity, where OP discovers that his wife has been cheating on him repeatedly for the past 5 years. Let's begin. 10 years and my son. Am I staying for the wrong reasons? Posted by Reddit user Damora.
I need to write about my current situation and hear some input from people that don't have any relation with us. My wife and I have been together for 10 years, 2 of them married. I'm 27, she is 25. Our son is 3 years old. I suspect the affair since the beginning, but could never find any evidence. She never admitted it when I asked her. We always had open accounts on everything, but I did not use it. My thought was always if someone wants to cheat, he can do it regardless. My motto was catch them, dump them. But even when I started to suspect, there was nothing to be found. She had an emotional affair for 9 months, physical affair for 6 months. I finally was able to find the WhatsApp chat and had to read through 1 full month. That was damn hard. Well, at first, I found another bit and she admitted to one time, few days later I found the rest and she had to admit everything. Coworker, married with 3 kids, sex at workplace, twice in a hotel where she was on a seminar. I went full 180 and took off with 300 miles per hour without even knowing about the 180. STD, paternity, lawyer. She cut contact with her affair partner and immediately wanted me to stay. She told me she knows how wrong it was and that her reasoning for it was also bullshit. It was that I gave her less affection, of course I did, after I suspected the affair, that I didn't respect her job. She went to work 25 hours a week to be able to care for our son and household, and that I wasn't empathic enough for her situation. The thing about her job was that overall, for the last year, she wasn't home in the evening for more than 100 times because of late shifts. Plus, Saturday work. That made me really unhappy as this wasn't how I imagined family life. I told her about it, and we really don't suffer any financial crisis. I made about $270,000 last year, she made $14,000. But notice that I'm also only working 30 to 35 hours, but I wasn't there often enough. I took care of our son when we were both home too, because she had so much to do. Still, she told me she was happy, that she was appreciated at a job for the first time in her life, and that I had to keep my mouth shut. Well, she didn't tell me in that way, but anyway, the list goes on, but she admits that she was just spoiled and always had everything in her life, started at her parents'. She also said she didn't know if that was everything in life, and she felt that she has reached everything and felt stuck. I also offered her counseling for this before the affair, as I expected it to happen. She never was grateful or appreciated what she had in life. I was always there for her. In all 10 years, through good times and bad times. She was sick when we were together for 1 year and nearly died, was bed sick for nearly 5 months afterwards. I was there. I am a good father, doing really many activities alone with him to provide some free time for her. I know it sounds dumb and everyone will think, well, there was something you didn't give, but I did. P offered her more affection and attention, of course, as he didn't have to deal with everything I had. Well, she went full reconciliation mode, quitting job. I stopped her as this would be unfavorable for me in the divorce, answering every question I had, being more attentive and caring, fighting for me with everything she could, got a new number. When I told her it was over, I really meant it that way. I've told her for 10 years that it is unforgivable for me to cheat, exposed the affair to friends and family, I went single on social media, etc. No interest in taking her back. She cut contact with her best friend and bridesmaid who knew about it and who even wrote me what a wonderful woman my wife is, that she would never do this when I confronted her for the first time. It really made me think that I'm paranoid and stupid, that I am wrong with my thoughts. She will sign a post-nup, not only conditional for infidelity, but I demanded that she will receive just enough to move out in any case our marriage goes down the drain. I went out and made out with 2 girls as I thought, am I no man any longer? Didn't pursue any further and didn't leave with them though. I knew I was wrong and emotionally and went on pause mode while she was still living within our house. Talked much to her, tried to understand her better. And I thought I really need to try reconciliation. Because if I don't, I might regret years later what could have been. So, I really thought about reconciliation and saw that I could be happy with her as a person. That I still loved her character outside of lying and cheating. Told her that 100% honesty is going to be most important right now and she should come clean with anything else. Because there was some sort of blackmailing happening 5 years ago where she convinced me that nothing happened, a friend of mine happened the exact same thing, and he was really not guilty, so I believed her. I had no reason to not believe her, we were just 2 months away from moving into our new house. She never did anything wrong. And what she describes as bad habit from me, setting my standard upon all others, helped her. I would never, and have never cheated on her. She told me that nothing happened back there. Well, one day later I receive an email from someone anonymous that he or she saw about my relationship change and wanted to tell me that she in fact cheated 5 years ago. I confronted her, and she admitted it. She had a 2 months affair back there when his wife found out. Reasoning? She was a virgin when we came together and thought that she missed out. Spoiler, she did not, our sex was really good, multiple orgasm, squirting, she couldn't really miss anything, and I was too. Still I thought it's worth to just dismiss the thoughts for a perfect woman, I thought. If you read this far and think what a shit show. Well, it goes on. With the second discovery I went full divorce and already had everything in line with the lawyer. I told her if there is any good human left in her, she should tell me everything so I can try to treat her as a normal being for our son because we will need to stay in contact for him. She admitted a one-time sex for the boyfriend of her best friend. They are living in an open relationship and he always wanted to have sex with her. It happens to be that he inherited more than 10 million and asked his girlfriend, they are not married, to have sex with my wife to split the assets and money. Sounds stupid? Well, they even got a contract and my wife showed it to me. She did it for her best friend. She must have never told me about this because there is also a clause in it that no one may ever know about it. Also, at this moment our relationship was also over, no incentive for her to come clean. Now, if I read this from any other person in the world, I would scream run. I also want to. Because who knows what else is hidden. Well, I did. Told her it's over, went single mode and met other women. Went out again, made out with 2 women again, but this time I went home with one of them. I couldn't even have sex with her because my guilt killed by the way. How fucked up do you have to be to cheat in a good relationship? Cut off all contact with other women. When I woke up in another bed, I realized that this also isn't the life I wanted. I know what I always wanted. A fully functioning family with a kid. Not a divorced patchwork family. I hate the thought about it. I hate the thought about a new man and father figure for my son, even more than I hate the thought of another man with my woman. Now here is where I need input because my brain is playing tricks on me. I'm not staying for my son only, I'm staying for me. I want that family. I want a wife and son. I want time together. I don't want to be a single father. I hate him being sad and desperate if we divorce, but I know that we can't make him happy if we aren't happy in our marriage. I want to cry my heart out, even thinking about how bad it will be for him. But I know we would need to go through this hell if I can't be happy with my wife any longer. Another info, I had a vasectomy and won't be able to have another family. If she is the best wife in the world from now on, does the past really matter? It has already happened. Divorce is not only her punishment, but also my son's and mine. It won't bring any redemption. Everything should be about the future and how myself will be happy in the future. If I meet a new girl now, I would also have to deal with her past sexual actions, which might be even worse. Is it wrong to think that, if we start over now, that I have to accept her past? If I meet someone new who was in a relationship for 10 years or single and on her prowl, there was much more sexual action involved than what my wife did. After reading about narcissism here, I googled the facts. And I have to admit that some traits are describing me, not her. I nearly told her exactly that I'm a 100% person and our marriage will never be 100% again, and I'm not sure if I want that. And I think my life will never be 100% again, but it always was. I am that overachiever at work, top 200 sales worldwide and top 30 Fortune 500 company, etc. Some traits fit. Am I the asshole here? Even her family ensures that I'm not and that I was always really, really good to her. Might have to get myself checked with some professional. Will I ever know if she's faithful now? Is it really possible for someone to change? I always assume no, it's not. I also couldn't become a lying cheater, why should it work in the other way? She told me she never changed or ended it earlier because she never had any consequences in her life. Now she saw what she did to me. How I broke down initially and cried like a baby for the first time since, I don't know, I was a baby. That the affair was just dumb and not love. That she wants our family. She didn't see it earlier. Can I live with everything that I don't know what else might have happened? I don't want to go full reconciliation and receive another info of the past in 1 to 10 or 20 years and think to myself as I do today. You should have left 5 years ago. I know I wouldn't live a bad life after divorce. I would get 50/50 custody and stay in the house, she would move out and get some money from me. I could have a great single life and be a great partner for another wonderful woman, which respects me more and loves me more. But I still hate the thought of killing my family. It feels so fucking unfair that I stayed faithful all the time. There were dozens of opportunities, but I didn't even let anything emerge and immediately went 180 on these women. Even reading this makes me realize of how fucked up I am, or my wife is. That I should end this. But why am I leaning into believing her, that I am a new person story? She lied so often and so much, why should it be true now? Where do I draw a line and end it? Wow, it really makes me think how fucked up I am for considering reconciliation. To be honest. If we didn't have a family, I would definitely be out, no chance to get back to me after infidelity. 100% deal breaker. But now, I'm thinking about 80% happiness factor in life with staying with her. Maybe only 70% when leaving and living patchwork. I'll never achieve my 100% again, unfortunately.
Okay, this is how I honestly view your relationship with your wife. Multiple affairs, lies straight to your face as easily as some people saying hello, no sorrow, no guilt, no remorse. Well, not until that you caught her cheating. She doesn't want you to divorce her because she is terrified. She is afraid that her well-paid simp husband finally woke up and is leaving her. So, she is pulling out all of the weapons in her arsenal. Affection, promises to stay faithful, using your kid, gaslighting you, all in the name to keep her ATM at home. This is the exact same shit she has been pulling on you right from the beginning, and you are falling for it again, OP. If a friend told you this story, you'd hit him with a 2x4 until he came to his senses. There is exactly zero chance she will be faithful to you this time because she was never a faithful wife to begin with. If you take her back, after all of the lies, disrespect, and all of the cheating she has done, well, whatever pain and suffering that you and your son will eventually feel, just know that all of that happened because of you. Anyways, I really want to hear your update, so let's listen to that, shall we?
We're currently going through divorce process after I considered staying multiple times, but I can't get myself to actually stay. Trust is broken, and this is no longer a real marriage. There are so many problems to stay, which all of you know about. But I'm afraid of losing my 100% family time with my son. That I will only see him for 6 days in 14 days, that's the most I can get. My soon-to-be ex-wife could easily go for weekends only, and our shitty law system would allow her to. She made it and accepted it that 60/40th way. I always loved the idea of having a family and all the time together. The only way to have this for real would be to stay and consider reconciliation. But even if I get a 100% guarantee that it will never happen again, I'd still have to be around a person that was really awful, but I didn't see it. I do not know if I can ever do this or if I'm just too resentful. And the thing is, I actually think she is really remorseful. And that she has changed or will change. But on the other hand, doesn't everybody think exactly that? That they actually got the one that has changed and will never do it again? Like I also thought I got the one that will never do all this shit? Feels like I'm going blind again, just to believe in a family life. That I will take the burden of never being fully happy instead of my son. I know for sure that it could be a good time for all of us and it won't be toxic and my son would not notice anything. We were able to pull this off for 3 months now. What she's offering, I did not ask for it, as I do not see any future being a policeman in my own marriage. She is changing her job, sending GPS whenever she goes anywhere, agrees to weekly or unannounced phone restore so that she can't delete anything. I always had access to all of her accounts and her phone, installing spyware on her phone, going to marriage counseling, living with the fact that I will never love her again like it was before, divorcing under my terms right now so that assets are split and so there won't be any discussion that she receives anything more if we separate in the future. Post-nup is a scam according to my lawyer, As anyone could argue against it in the future, even though it's mutually signed, going to a lie detector test to prove that there isn't anything left that she is hiding, selling her new car as they were in it. She has already spoken to all family members, admitted to it, and apologized as much as she could. She has admitted to an affair that I would never have known about, so she really came clean for this one time. She answered all questions I had to this awful history. She is willing to answer every question that might come up. She made plans about the new room for our boy, planned vacations and trips together, planned our future. This made me really uncomfortable as I told her that there might not be any future. She understands and stops and will try to make me comfortable in small steps. She only did this to prove that she thinks about us in future and is willing to give everything. She gave her biggest respect and thanks that I was staying and thinking about my decision for the last 3 months. She understands that I can't be with her and I do not want a relationship. She hoped that she would have got more time to prove that everything will be better and time will heal my wounds. That she will do everything needed to make my son and me happy. She tries to let go of me and will try to stop talking about everything she could do and that she needs more time. Just to show respect for my decision to leave and stop making me feel worse by clinging on to me. She really wants to try, but she can't let go of me and our family for now and still wants to find ways to work this out. I could ask anything from her. She is not giving me any blame for being unhappy and taking these wrong decisions. She knows that she could have fixed everything by herself and didn't need to run away. That it was stupid and immature, that nothing that made her unhappy was my fault. That I couldn't have done anything differently. That she will never find a man like me and didn't value what she had in me. She hates herself for it and expresses it multiple times. She apologizes to me, not only for cheating, but also for ruining our family and my life. She really did never think about her consequences and always thought that she will wake up of her adulterous behavior, that no one will ever know about it, and she will be better to me than ever. She never saw that she will ruin me, our own little family, and everyone around us. That her own family will treat her with disrespect. She never had a thought about getting caught and really hurting someone. That no one would get hurt because no one would ever know. She saw the abyss now and admits that it is awful, that she can only see this now. That she should have known about it all the time and that she's no longer a stupid 12-year-old girl. That she sounds like a selfish bitch, only trying to save her own life. But she would do anything to prove that it is not for her own comfort. Won't take any money from me, do all by herself. Stand up and do things by herself. She would allow me to see other women for myself and would live with the pain. She is already dealing with me being with other women when I told her it's over. I really thought that I finally made my decision to leave. I was going back and forth the last month. And just right now when we will be at the lawyer on Tuesday, I'm thinking if I will ever regret it, if I see her with a new man, where she is a good and happy wife, staying faithful and being a good mother. While I might never be as happy as I was some years ago. And I will have to see her for the next 15 years or so, because of our son. On the other side, I'm anxious about staying, and she not holding up the expectations she set for herself. That I will set for her. That she might change back to a cheater again, and I will lose out on another couple of years. That I will regret staying in 5 years and being mid-30 by then. Losing time of my own life.
Your wife's offers are the promises of a person that is desperately trying not to let the shit hit the fan. They mean nothing. She would promise you the world if she could. This was not some drunken one-night stand. This was planned and organized cheating and betraying from your own wife for at least 5 years. 5 years! If you forgive her, you will suffer from the constant anxiety and paranoia, constantly wondering where she hides her burner phone. She did it to you for years, OP. She will never change. Like I said before, your wife is only desperately trying to get back together with you because of the comfy life and money that you give her. That's all you are. That's all you've ever been to your wife. An ATM. By the way, nobody can live happily in the absurd shit show that she's describing to you. Don't you want a happy, relaxed relationship? Look, regardless if she is truly remorseful or actually willing to change, there is something that your wife can never give you. the comfort of being in a relationship with a woman who has never cheated on you and betrayed your trust. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to Patson to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.